All right, so I've stopped both my front end and my back end server. So you can see this is stopped and my React server in the front end is also stopped. So I want to go to my root here and I want to install Nodemon and also Concurrently. So I'm going to install these, and I'm actually going to install these as dev dependencies. So I'm going to just put a dash uppercase D here, which will install these as dev dependencies because we only need these for development. And those should get added to our root package.json as dev dependencies, as you can see right here. Now, Nodemon is a tool that we can use to constantly watch our server so that we don't have to keep resetting it. Because if we don't use something like Nodemon, I mean, there's other things you can use as well, but if we don't use anything, then every time we make a change to server.js, we have to keep restarting the server. So to use Nodemon, we're going to go into our package.json and create a script right here. So we have our start script, which runs the backend server file. Now I'm going to add another script called server, and this is going to run, it's going to run the backend server file, but we're going to use Nodemon to run it. So backend/server. All right, now I'm also going to have a script to run the client, to run the front end, React. So let's call this client, and here we won't remember to run that. We run npm start. However, we don't want to run npm start from the root. We need to run it from the front end folder. So the way we can do that is we can add a -- prefix and then the name of the folder, front end. So essentially it's going to go into the front end folder first and then run npm start. So let's save this and let's try it out. So if I run npm in the root, npm run server, you'll see it's running on port 5000 and Nodemon is watching our files. So that way, if I go to my browser here and I go to just localhost 5000, we get APIs running. If I add another dot here, so it's 4 dots, and save, you'll see that it refreshes down here. And if I go and refresh my browser, now there's 4 dots. So I don't have to keep coming down here and restarting it. And as far as the client script goes, if I run npm run client, it's going to go into my front end folder and run the React dev server. Now we're going to have an issue because I'm only running the front end and my products aren't there because it's not, my backend's not running, so it's not responding. So concurrently we can use to run both at the same time. So let's stop this and let's go back into our package.json here. And we want to use concurrently. So let's go right under where we have client and let's call this dev. And what we can do is in some double quotes here, we're going to say concurrently. And we have to run both npm run server and npm run client. And we have to wrap these in quotes that are escaped. So we want to do // npm run server. We want to run that first. Then we need to have another escaped quote here. And then we'll put a space and another escaped quote, and then npm run client /quote, and then we have one last double quote here that wraps this whole thing. So if I go ahead and save that, and let's clear this up, and let's say npm run dev. So we should see it start on 5000, which is our backend, and then it also starts the 3000 server, which is our front end. So now we have both running. If I go back here to /API products, you can see that we get our products, and that's what is being displayed here. So from now on, we can just do npm run dev, and we can run both. Now, I just want to address this real quick. So React Hook useEffect has a missing dependency. And this is in product screen. So in product screen, for a dev dependency, it's saying that match.params.id needs to be added as a dependency. So what we can do is just add match right in here, and that should stop this warning from showing. So let's save. And that warning shouldn't show anymore, and it will also show in the console, so we can check the console. Good. And might as well just leave this open so we can see any warnings like that. All right, so now that we can run both the front end and the back end at the same time, in the next video I want to start to look at environment variables. I want to put the port, for instance, in an environment variable. I want to put the node environment if it's development or production, and ultimately we'll put our database URI, our PayPal API key. Any sensitive information is going to go in that file. So we're going to get into that next.